Well, it's coming to that season. As you all saw, we just did the video of all the disc brake kits leaving. So I wanted to go over one thing. I see a lot of customers, they're looking for a disc brake kit. They find the disc brake kit that they're looking for. They find two of the same thing, except for one's a -0 and one's a -F. And they're like, wow, the -0 is $70, $80 less than the -F. I'm going to go with the -0 disc brake kit. When you go with the -0 disc brake kit, you get this bracket. It is stamped steel. Now, I'm not denying it's a nice heavy piece, but it's stamped. The reinforcement is in this bend right here. So this is mounted to the back of your brake assembly. Your caliper is mounted here. Your rotor sits in here. If you have a panic brake, this caliper bracket can bend. Now, if you're close to home, you'll just be calling me for a caliper bracket. If you're 20 miles away from home, you'll be calling me for a bracket, a caliper, and a rotor. Usually a set of pads. Because what happens when this caliper bracket bends, it will pull the caliper in towards the rotor. This and the caliper can then cause damage to your rotor. When I always suggest disc brake kits, I suggest front and rear disc brake kits. If you're doing disc brakes, you should do front and rear. I'm not a big fan, and I know a lot of people do just fronts only. But then you have to have proportioning valves and additional things in order to make it so that all your brakes are working properly. So instead of getting the -0 caliper bracket, which is this, I always suggest the -F caliper bracket, which is this. This is a big piece of cast iron. Yes, weight-wise, if you're doing a drag car, you may not necessarily want something this heavy, but if you're driving a straight car, there is no reason why you can't have this. This bracket helps prevent it from ever bending and becoming out of sorts, that it ever cause any damage. I always suggest the -F kits. These kits, yes, they are $70, $80, depending on the kit that you find. They are more expensive for the -F kits. However, you're never going to be replacing it. And your rotors are going to be replaced because they wear out, or your pads are going to be replaced because they wear out. The -0, the -F. There is no comparison. Now, when it comes to 4-lug disc brake kits, in that case and that case only, I would say you can most likely get away with this bracket. The reason you could get away with the 4-lug style disc brake and this rotor is because it's just a single rotor with a very lighter design. It's just the basic back with the front top hat that everything mounts onto. Its total weight, I want to say, is like 16, 17 pounds. Okay? So you have a lot less rotating mass to stop with this bracket. However, the wide 5 kits, those rotors weigh anywhere from 22 to 24 pounds each. That is a lot of rotating mass. And when you have a panic brake, you want this. I see a lot of people, again, go with the wide 5 kits. That's what we all want. We have those 20 different options for wheels and everything looks pretty. However, with the wide 5 kits, you have the rotor, and then you have a front face, and then you have the space in the middle. When you have that, you have a lot more rotating mass. Some of those rotors are even more than 24 pounds. Some of them are pushing 28, 29 pounds. In those scenarios, I always suggest get the -F. It just saves you money in the long run. So I hope that helps explain. This is the bracket for the -0. This is the bracket for the -F. You can visibly tell they are much different from each other. This is going to hold up forever. This will hold up forever as long as you never get into a sticky situation. If you have any other questions, just reach out to me. Always here to help. You check out our parts on V-Dubstore.com or give us a call. I hope you have a great day.